The distress signal pulsed through the void, a desperate plea carried on quantum waves. Captain Ilara Voss stared at the holographic display as it decoded the message from Nova Proxima, humanity's farthest colony. This is Governor Torres of Nova Proxima. We are under attack by an unknown alien armada. Our defenses are failing. 20,000 civilians at risk. If anyone receives this, please send help. Ilara's expression hardened as the message looped. Around her, the bridge of the ESS Quantum Sentinel hummed with tension. Her first officer, Commander Darius Chen, approached with a data tablet. Analysis confirms it, Captain. The attack pattern matches Krell Imperium signatures. They've destroyed the orbital defense grid and have landed ground forces. The colony's emergency bunkers are holding, but their shields won't last another 12 hours. Ilara nodded, her decision already made. Plot a course to Nova Proxima. Maximum speed. Captain, Chen hesitated. Nova Proxima is 4 light-years away, even with our drives. I'm aware of the physics, Commander. Her voice was steel wrapped in silk. Initiate Protocol Lazarus. The bridge fell silent. Protocol Lazarus had never been implemented outside simulation. It represented Earth's ultimate contingency, the revelation of technological capabilities kept hidden for decades. Authorization code. Chen asked quietly. Voss Alpha 7 Omega Horizon. Execute immediately. Chen moved to his station, entering the complex sequence. Throughout the massive warship, hidden compartments unsealed, systems previously dormant surged to life, and the vessel's energy signature transformed. The Quantum Sentinel was humanity's greatest secret. To outside observers, it appeared to be simply an advanced but conventional warship. Its true nature, a vessel equipped with technology at least a century beyond what humanity publicly acknowledged, was known to only a handful of individuals. Protocol Lazarus active, announced the ship's eye. Quantum displacement drive engaging. Outside the viewports, space itself seemed to fold as the massive warship slipped between the fabric of reality. The stars blurred, then vanished entirely as the Quantum Sentinel entered a dimensional corridor that shouldn't exist according to publicly known physics. Estimated arrival: 43 minutes, the AI reported. Ilara activated the ship-wide communication system. Attention all personnel. This is not a drill. We are responding to a priority distress call from Nova Proxima Colony. The settlement is under attack by Krell Imperium forces. Protocol Lazarus has been initiated. She paused, knowing that for most of her crew, even many senior officers, this would be their first revelation of the ship's true capabilities. For those of you witnessing our special systems activating for the first time, I understand your confusion. Earth has maintained a policy of technological concealment for 70 years. What you are experiencing now is the true face of human advancement. We will arrive at Nova Proxima in under an hour. Prepare for immediate combat operations. As the crew rushed to battle stations, Ilara retreated to the tactical room with her senior staff. A 3-dimensional projection of Nova Proxima and the attacking fleet materialized. 17 Krell warships, reported Tactical Officer Isla Reyes. Their technology is formidable. Plasma-based weapons, gravitational manipulation drives, energy shields capable of withstanding conventional nuclear strikes. And compared to our true capabilities, Ilara asked. Chief Engineer Marcus Wade smiled for the first time since the alert. They're bringing knives to a gunfight, Captain. But they don't know that yet. The Krell believe they're attacking a vulnerable human colony defended by technology decades behind their own, Ilara said. They've never encountered our true capabilities. Let's use that advantage. She studied the tactical display. Dr. Patel, what do we know about Krell psychology? Dr. Sanjay Patel, the ship's xenobiologist, stepped forward. The Krell operate on strict hierarchical principles. Their entire society is built around concepts of dominance and submission. They attack what they perceive as weaker species to either subjugate them or eliminate competition. So they attacked Nova Proxima Because they think we're easy prey, Commander Chen concluded. Precisely, Patel nodded. If suddenly confronted with evidence that humans are technologically superior, their entire paradigm would be disrupted. It could trigger either a retreat or a desperate all-out assault. Ilara considered this. Then we need to be prepared for both outcomes. The tactical room's display suddenly shifted as new data arrived. Captain, Rise reported, Nova Proxima's main shield generator has failed. The secondary generators are maintaining coverage over the central habitation domes only. Approximately 15,000 civilians are sheltered there. Ilara's jaw tightened. Time to arrival. 17 minutes, Captain. All hands to combat stations. Weapons systems to full readiness. Deploy stealth probes the moment we arrive. As the Quantum Sentinel hurtled through dimensional space, Ilara studied the enemy fleet configuration once more. The Krell had never encountered humanity's true technology because Earth had been playing a long game. After detecting signals from advanced civilizations centuries ago, humanity had developed a doctrine of technological concealment, appearing less advanced than they truly were while secretly developing capabilities far beyond what they publicly demonstrated. The Quantum Sentinel represented the pinnacle of this philosophy. From the outside, it appeared to be a conventional military vessel, impressive by human standards, but seemingly unremarkable to more advanced civilizations. Its true nature remained hidden beneath layers of specialized materials designed to mask its capabilities until needed. Approaching Nova Proxima system, announced the AI. Dimensional transition in 3 minutes. Status of the colony, Ilara demanded. Ground forces have breached the outer perimeter. The inner shield is fluctuating. Approximately 3,000 colonists are confirmed dead or missing. Ilara's hands gripped the tactical display edge. We won't lose any more. The dimensional corridor collapsed around them as the Quantum Sentinel reverted to normal space at the edge of the Nova Proxima system. Immediately, their sensors detected the aftermath of battle. Debris fields where defense platforms had once orbited and energy signatures from weapons fire around the planet. Deploy stealth probes, Ilara ordered. Within seconds, a dozen quantum-linked probes scattered throughout the system, providing real-time intelligence without being detectable by Krell sensors. Colony status, Ilara asked. Main habitation dome shields at 27% and failing, reported Rise. Krell ground forces are positioning for a final assault. Orbital bombardment continuing. And the Krell fleet, maintaining standard combat formation. They haven't detected us yet. Ilara nodded. Maintain stealth protocols. Position us behind Nova Proxima's larger moon. The massive warship glided silently into position, cloaked by technology that bent light and other electromagnetic radiation around its hull. Open a secure quantum channel to the colony, Ilara ordered. After a moment of static, a haggard face appeared on the main display. Governor Torres looked like she hadn't slept in days, her face smudged with ash, a bandage covering her left temple. This is Governor Torres, she said wearily, then her eyes widened. Earth Defense Command. How? You couldn't possibly have received our signal and arrived so quickly. Governor, I'm Captain Ilara Voss of the ESS Quantum Sentinel. We received your distress call and have arrived to assist. Your colony is now under our protection. Torres seemed unable to process this, but even our fastest ships would take weeks tow. Governor, Ilara interrupted gently. There are aspects of Earth's technological capabilities that aren't common knowledge. I need you to trust me now. Can your shields hold for another 10 minutes? Torres glanced at someone off-screen, then nodded. Barely. We're rerouting all power, even life support reserves. That's all we need. Stand by for evacuation procedures once we've neutralized the threat. As the communication ended, Ilara turned to her crew. Battle Plan Epsilon. Full systems reveal on my mark. She paused, looking at each of her senior officers. Today, we show the Krell what humanity is truly capable of. The Quantum Sentinel moved from behind the moon, all stealth systems still engaged. As they approached the Krell fleet, Ilara gave the order that would change the course of human history. Disengage technological camouflage. All systems to combat status. Let's introduce ourselves. Throughout the vessel, metamaterials shifted, revealing the ship's true appearance. Energy signatures previously dampened now radiated outward as the Quantum Sentinel revealed itself not as a conventional warship, but as something far more advanced, a vessel that represented the true pinnacle of human ingenuity and scientific advancement. On the Krell vessels, alarms blared as sensors detected something impossible, a human ship that hadn't been there moments before, with energy readings that defied their understanding of human capabilities. Open communication channel, Ilara ordered. All frequencies. The main view screen activated, revealing a being unlike any human eyes had seen before. The Krell commander resembled a bipedal reptilian, with iridescent scales and multiple yellow eyes arranged in a pattern across its elongated head. This is Captain Ilara Voss of the Earth Defense Coalition vessel Quantum Sentinel. You are attacking a peaceful human settlement. Cease your aggression immediately and withdraw your forces, or face the consequences. The Krell commander's multifaceted eyes narrowed, voice translating through the ship's communication systems. Human vessel, your deception is noted. Our scans indicate impossible technology. Explain your presence. No deception, Commander, Ilara replied calmly. Merely revelation. Earth has maintained a policy of technological concealment. What you see now is humanity's true face. I'll repeat, withdraw your forces immediately. The Krell commander's scales rippled in what might have been amusement or disbelief. Impossible. Our intelligence confirms humans are a primitive species barely capable of interstellar travel. Your intelligence was based on what we chose to reveal, Ilara countered. This is your final warning. Without warning, 3 Krell destroyers broke formation, weapons powering up as they moved to engage the Quantum Sentinel. They've made their choice, Ilara said grimly. Defensive systems active. Return fire, disabling shots only. As the Krell ships fired their first salvo, the true battle for Nova Proxima began. The barrage of Krell energy weapons streaked across space toward the Quantum Sentinel. By all rights, the salvo should have crippled any conventional human vessel. Instead, the approaching energy beams seemed to bend around the Sentinel, redirected by quantum field manipulators that created microscopic spatial distortions. No damage, reported Tactical Officer Reyes, unable to keep the wonder from her voice despite years of training. Shield integrity at 98% and regenerating. On the view screen, the Krell commander's expression shifted to what might have been shock as their sensors reported the impossible. Their weapons had failed to cause significant damage. Target their weapons systems, Ilara ordered. Precision strikes only. Let's show them what we can do. The Quantum Sentinel's response came not from conventional weapons ports, but from points across its hull, where the adaptive nanomaterial parted to reveal emitters that glowed with barely contained energy. What emerged wasn't crude projectiles, or even standard energy beams, but precisely calibrated gravitational distortions, weapons that manipulated the fundamental forces of the universe itself. The targeted Krell vessels shuddered as their weapon systems went offline, power fluctuations cascading through their hulls. No explosions, no catastrophic failures, just surgical precision that left the ships intact but effectively neutered. 3 Krell destroyers disabled, Captain, Reyes confirmed. The remaining fleet is adjusting formation, Commander Chen added. They appear to be attempting to coordinate a concentrated attack. Ilara nodded. As expected, begin Phase 2. Throughout the Quantum Sentinel, additional systems activated. Quantum entanglement arrays, temporal stabilization fields, gravimetric manipulation engines, technologies that Earth had developed in secret for decades while presenting a much more modest face to the galaxy. Incoming transmission from the Krell flagship, announced Communications Officer Lai. On screen, the Krell commander appeared again, but the previous confidence had vanished. What manner of deception is this? Your species was assessed as technologically inferior. A deliberate strategy, Ilara replied. Humanity learned long ago that appearing less advanced than we truly are provides certain advantages. We observed how the Krell and other species treated those they perceived as technologically inferior. We chose to hide our true capabilities until necessary. The Krell commander's multiple eyes blinked in what might have been disbelief. Impossible. Our scouts encountered your vessels years ago. They were primitive. They were exactly what we wanted you to see, Ilara countered. Now, I'll repeat my terms. Withdraw all forces from Nova Proxima immediately. Return to your territory. We will consider this a misunderstanding based on incomplete intelligence. Before the Krell could respond, Tactical Officer Reyes interrupted urgently. Captain, Krell ground forces are making a final push toward the colony's central dome. Shields failing. Ilara's decision was immediate. Deploy intervention drones. Priority is civilian protection. From the Sentinel's ventral bays, a swarm of autonomous drones launched, each barely larger than a human hand, but containing technology more advanced than entire Krell battleships. They streaked toward the planet's surface at impossible speeds, their quantum drives allowing them to bypass conventional spacetime limitations. On the colony's surface, the situation had become desperate. Governor Torres and the remaining colonists huddled in the Central Command Center as the reinforced doors groaned under repeated Krell assault. The shield had collapsed minutes ago, and it was only a matter of time before the Krell broke through. Status of evacuation protocols. Torres asked her security chief. Shuttle bays compromised, he replied grimly. No way out. Suddenly, the pounding on the doors ceased. An eerie silence fell, broken only by the occasional distant energy discharge. What's happening? Torres whispered. Her answer came moments later as their communication system activated. Governor Torres, this is Captain Voss. Our intervention drones have neutralized the Krell ground forces. Stand by for evacuation. Outside, the colony's defenders watched in amazement as swarms of small, silvery objects surrounded the Krell troops. There were no explosions, no violence. The alien attackers simply froze in place as quantum fields temporarily disrupted their neural systems, rendering them unconscious but unharmed. Back in orbit, the standoff continued. The remaining Krell fleet had regrouped, but had not yet resumed their attack. They're reassessing, Dr. Patel observed. This confrontation violates everything they believed about human capabilities. We need to push our advantage, Commander Chen urged. We could disable their entire fleet before they adapt. Ilara considered this. No, that's not our way. We developed these technologies for defense, not conquest. She turned to Communications Officer Lai. Open the channel again. The Krell commander appeared, scales now a darker shade, a sign of stress, according to Dr. Patel's hurried whisper. Your ground forces have been neutralized, Ilara stated flatly. Your colonists are safe and will be evacuated. I'm transmitting new sensor data to your vessels now. With a nod from Ilara, the Sentinel sent a limited but eye-opening sensor package to the Krell fleet, just enough to demonstrate that the human vessel could have destroyed them at any point. This data confirms we could have annihilated your fleet the moment we arrived. Ilara continued. We chose restraint. The question is whether the Krell Imperium can demonstrate similar wisdom. The Krell commander was silent for long moments, multifaceted eyes studying something off-screen, presumably the transmitted data. Our assessment was incorrect, the commander finally admitted, each word seemingly painful. The Krell Imperium does not waste resources in futile engagements. We will withdraw. A wise decision, Ilara acknowledged. But before you go, understand this. Nova Proxima and all human settlements are under our protection. What you've witnessed today is only a fraction of our capabilities. We seek peaceful coexistence with all species, including the Krell, but we will defend ourselves when threatened. The commander's scales shifted again. The Imperium will reassess its position regarding human territories. Our forces will withdraw immediately." As the transmission ended, the Krell fleet began pulling back, retrieving what remained of their ground forces before accelerating toward the system's edge. "They're actually retreating," Chen said, sounding almost disappointed. "This isn't a victory, Commander," Ilara corrected. "It's a beginning. For the first time, the Krell are seeing us as equals rather than prey. That's worth more than any battle we could win." Over the next hours, evacuation ships from the Quantum Sentinel retrieved the Nova Proxima colonists. Medical teams treated the injured while engineering crews began assessing the damage to the colony's infrastructure. In the Sentinel's conference room, Ilara met with Governor Torres, whose exhaustion couldn't mask her curiosity. "All these years," Torres said, gesturing at the ship around them, "Earth had this capability. We could have prevented so much suffering if we'd revealed our true technology sooner." Ilara finished. "Perhaps. But consider the alternative. Species like the Krell respect only strength. If they had known our true capabilities from the beginning, they wouldn't have attempted small probing attacks. They would have marshaled their entire civilization for all-out war, possibly joining with other species who feared our advancement." Torres nodded slowly. The concealment wasn't just about hiding. It was about buying time. "Exactly. Time to develop our technology further, to establish colonies like Nova Proxima, to prepare defenses. We revealed ourselves today because we had no choice, but the plan was always to emerge gradually, in a controlled manner." "What happens now?" Torres asked. "Now the galaxy knows what humanity truly is," Ilara replied. "Not conquerors, not victims, but a species that values peace yet stands ready to defend itself with capabilities beyond what others anticipated. The Krell will spread word of what they encountered here. Other species will reassess their positions." She walked to the viewport, watching as the last evacuation shuttles returned to the Sentinel. "This isn't the end of challenges. It's the beginning of a new era. Humanity has stepped onto the galactic stage, not as a minor player, but as a full participant." As the Quantum Sentinel prepared to depart the Nova Proxima system, Ilara stood on the bridge, watching the stars. The technological concealment that had guided human policy for generations had ended today, not by choice but by necessity. The galaxy now knew that humans were far more than they appeared to be. "Set course for Earth," she ordered. "Maximum speed." Commander Chen approached, lowering his voice. "The Admiralty will have questions about our revealing protocol, Lazarus. They'll understand once they review our logs," Ilara replied. "Sometimes the best-laid plans must adapt to circumstances." As the Quantum Sentinel engaged its drive, creating a dimensional corridor that shouldn't exist according to publicly known physics, Ilara reflected on the message they had sent today, not just to the Krell, but to all who might threaten human worlds in the future. Humanity had emerged from the shadows, revealing itself not as the primitive species others had believed, but as something far more. A civilization that had mastered the art of patience, developing in secret what others flaunted openly. The Krell had learned an important lesson today. Humanity was not to be underestimated. It was a lesson the galaxy would not soon forget.